Hello and welcome to the Becoming Your Highest Self podcast. I'm your host, Macy Renee, and we are going on a journey together, my friend. If you've been looking for a podcast geared towards your growth, self-awareness, navigating your brain's daily mind drama, and deep inner work to become your highest and best self, you are in the perfect place. Let's get started. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Becoming Your Highest Self podcast. We're a day late, but we're here nonetheless. I did not realize how busy October was going to be. Actually, I did know that October was going to be hectic, but I didn't realize just how hectic it was going to be and how many things that I would be doing. I feel a little bit like a chicken with my head cut off. It's all been good, but it's been crazy busy. So recently, quick announcement before we jump into today's topic, I recently was interviewed by Sacha with Enlivened. She is a wonderful, amazing human being that I met in another coaching program probably about 1.5 to 2 years ago. Loved her immediately. She's very into astrology and helping you learn who you are so that you can go and do great things in the world. She's deep, she's fun, she's charismatic, she's such an amazing person, and she asked me to be on her show, and we had a really deep conversation about what it means to be a master of yourself and what self-awareness really does for your life. And it's a very deep interview, and I'm very vulnerable in it. So if you're interested in that, you can click the link in the show notes and it'll take you right to it. You can also find the link on my link tree on Instagram and Facebook. So let's talk about today's topic, which is going to dive into asking you some questions about what it is you desire to create in your life. Now, the reason that I want to talk about some things that you may desire to create in your life is because we're getting to the time where the end of the year is coming. I think everybody's looking forward to just having the election over with. If you're in the United States, we're hoping that COVID stuff dies down. We just want some normalcy. I don't know how much normalcy we're going to return to, or what life is even going to look like a month from now, 2 months from now. I have no idea. But what I want you to focus on is what you're going to create. What are you going to do? So this is something that I have been doing myself. I have been asking myself the question, what is it that I want to create? What is it that I desire in my life? What do I want to adopt? What new habits do I want to pick up? What are some things that I want to focus on in my life? And I think at the end of the year, we're 2 months away really from being in December. And that's when people start thinking about New Year's resolutions and goals. And it's not a bad thing because we all get excited about a new year, new me, as cliche as that sounds. And we start thinking about it, but start thinking about it now. What do you want to create? Because you don't have to wait until the beginning of 2021 to create all of the things that you want to create. So I'm really excited. I just ordered it's a monthly subscription planner from a company called Silk and Sonder. And I am just so excited about it. It looks like it's going to be something that helps me stay on track even better. I love the layout. I'm very picky when it comes to planners and journals and whatnot. Like, I like it to look a certain way and feel a certain way. It has to be a vibe that I vibe with. And it popped up on my Instagram because I'm sure the algorithm, based on things I look at, that they thought that I would be interested in that, and they happened to be right. And I'm just so excited to get it because it's going to help me track things that I want to do. And that got me super inspired to think about, what do I want to create? What do I want to start doing right away? And I don't know, I just think it's something that we should constantly be thinking about, because when we're not intentional about what we're trying to create, our brain just continues to relive the same patterns over and over and over again. So unless you're actively doing something to create something new, a new habit, a new routine, new goals, new ambitions, new dreams, then your brain is always going to resort back to what it's always done because, again, that's what's comfortable. That's what it knows. It doesn't want you to go out and expand and grow. That's not necessarily how our brain was designed. It was designed to protect us and make life, quote unquote, easy being the autopilot mechanism that we can very easily fall into. So one of the things that I really challenge my clients to think about is, what do you desire for your life? Do you desire a different change in job, a different career change, a better relationship with your significant other, children, better relationships with your children, more activities, more time, more money, better, self-development? Like what is it that you desire in your life? What goals do you have? And I've learned that when it comes to adults being asked this question, they have a really hard time dialing in on exactly what it is they want, because a lot of times we want more time and more money, but our brain wants that because it feels like it doesn't have it from a place of lack. And in order to create the things that you want, like more time and more money, you can't be in an emotional state of lack. It's the opposite of what attracts those things to you. So when you first become aware of what it is that you desire, you can start pinpointing the thoughts and the emotions that are attached with the things that you desire, where maybe you're limiting yourself from having what you want and going out and creating what you want. And that's why I think my Becoming Her program is so very powerful, because I allow the women to really get as much support as they need to stay on track with what their goals and dreams are, but they have to hold themselves accountable. They have to schedule their calls. They have to show up to the live coaching. I make sure to do that every single week, but they have to show up for themselves. And so they learn how to trust themselves, and they learn to ask for the things that they need help with, and they learn how to implement and learn how to, really go after the things that they desire. But having that vision for yourself is super important. So one of the reasons I'm so excited about this planner is because I was thinking, okay, what are some goals that I want to start creating now? Not waiting until 2021 to create it, but to do it now. And some of them are fun things. Some of them are things like, I want to learn how to speak Italian. I think it was maybe at the beginning of COVID, I had downloaded an app called Pimsleur. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but you can learn multiple languages on that app. And I have always wanted to learn Italian because I just think it's such a beautiful language. And when my husband and I went to Italy for our honeymoon 2 years ago, I fell in love with Europe. Oh my gosh, if you're listening in Europe, I want you to know I am so jealous. We went to Rome, Venice, Florence, and Como, and oh my gosh, my dream is to one day have a vacation home in Lake Como, Italy. It was stunning, and I would have stayed there if my husband would have let me. I'm like, do we have to get on the plane? And we weren't even on the bus to get to the airport before I was looking at costs of homes in Como, Italy, and what it would take to live there. And it has been in my mind ever since. For 2 years, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait until we have made that a reality. So I want to learn Italian because I do plan to travel to Italy a lot, if not even have a vacation home in Italy, and I want to be able to speak the language. So I was thinking in my new little planner, that would be a perfect thing to put on the goal tracker sheet, that every day I'm practicing at least 30 minutes of Italian on this app. And I also want to get back into a good routine of going to the gym more consistently. My mindset is so much better when I am doing that for myself. My mood is better. I feel better physically, mentally, emotionally. I love feeling toned and strong. And so working out more frequently and staying consistent is also something that I want to make sure that I'm doing. What are some other goals that I was thinking about? So let's see, learn Italian, work out more consistently. Send more consistent emails. When you're a one-woman show in business and you don't have a team yet, it can be very challenging to keep all your ducks in a row. And so I want to be more consistent with emails and even just my marketing in general, like letting people get to know me. And I'm afraid to even utter these words, but I think I'm going to, because I have been toying around with the idea of doing 365 days of Facebook Live, just short little things on my Facebook, some inspirational, some just to get to know me, some letting you all in on my mind so you authentically get to see where I'm at. But I might need some hype over that. I might need you guys to reach out and say, oh my God, I would love if you do 365 days, because I have to tell you, it's scaring the shit out of me. Like the thought of doing 365 days of Facebook Live, my brain goes through all sorts of mind drama. Like, oh my God, that would be so scary. I know that it would help me, grow so much as a person, as an individual, and allow more people to get to know who I am. But what if I don't know what to talk about? What if some days I just don't feel like it? What if some days I have nothing to say and people think I'm stupid? Like, there is so much mind drama along with it. And something in my soul has been telling me to do that seriously since like February of 2020. And I have not grown the cojones to do it because it feels so intimidating and so scary. And even though I know so many people doing it in my, circle of like very awesome people and personal development and coaches, it just feels very scary for little old me right now. But what I love about it is that I do desire to rise to that level, and I think that it would be a really awesome way to help me grow. So I'll keep you posted on that. It scares the ever-loving crap out of me. And then one of my other goals is to read even more books and to meditate. That's what it is. Read more books and meditate. So I have tried meditating in the past. I'm really good at sitting quietly with myself, but closing my eyes, listening to guided meditations, and having those deep meditative experiences, I have not by any means mastered, but I keep reading about it, and I love Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and I just think that it would be an incredible practice to add to my life. So I'm super excited over this journal because the way that it's laid out, it's like you very clearly see your goals and you get to mark it off. It has like a calendar of 31 days and you get to mark it off and really see what you're being consistent in, what you're slacking off on. And I think it would just be a really fun way of, creating like a reward system for yourself to see yourself grow and building new habits, routines, and goals. So I want to ask you, and I want to know, what are you desiring? What are some things that you want to do and things that you're visualizing and things that you can start now that you don't have to wait until 2021? Like the gym, I don't have to wait until 2021 to get back into a routine with that. That makes me feel good. I don't have to wait until 2021 to start learning Italian. I don't have to wait until 2021 to start meditating and to start reading at least 10 pages of a new book every single day. So those are things that I really do desire. And when we have a vision for ourselves and when we feel inspired to become the greatest version of ourselves and we think, what would my highest self do? What would the version of me that has it all do? I really see myself as someone that wakes up in the morning, meditates for 10 to 30 minutes, eats a healthy breakfast, goes to the gym, comes back, eats a healthy lunch, maybe does 30 minutes of practicing Italian. I want to adopt a lot of these things into my life. I imagine my highest self as being someone that does that so that I get to a place where I'm even more sharp mentally, emotionally, physically, and that I'm taking care of my health now and not taking it for granted that I have all the time in the world, because none of us know how much time we have. And I think when we start showing up for ourselves and we are aiming for something and we feel inspired to do something, like it just enriches your life in ways that you couldn't even imagine. And I think when you take people along on that journey with you and they start seeing your growth, that also inspires them into action. And so if I want my clients to do this for themselves and I want you as podcast listeners to do this for yourself, I have to be willing to go first and I have to be a leader in that manner and share that journey. And I think that that's also why I thought the 365 days of Facebook Live would be awesome, because it'd also be an accountability type of goal for me of I'm showing up every day, I'm doing the things that I desire to do, I'm becoming her right before your eyes. I have days where I struggle, I have days where it's easy, I have days where I don't know what to say, and I have days where I'm very inspirational and I'm a human, and here it is, here's my journey. And so these are things that I desire for my life, and I'm really excited, but I'm also very scared. And one thing that I want to add to that is the reason that I feel fear around it is because in my brain, and I think that this happens for a lot of people, my brain is going, can I trust me to show up for me? Because that is something that you have to be adamant about, and that is something I talk a lot about, whether in free programs or my programs or one-on-one. I talk about learning how to trust yourself. A lot of times we think, I can't go to the gym unless I have a gym partner, and if my gym partner bails on me, I don't go. Or, if nobody's watching me, like a lot of people won't even mention their goals out loud because internally they feel like if I mention my goals out loud, people might hold me to it, and I don't trust myself to commit and stay consistent with it. And then if I'm called out about that or questioned about why I'm not doing that for myself, then I'm going to feel bad. And so then it goes back to the brain doesn't ever want to feel bad, doesn't want to feel uncomfortable. And that's why people don't set goals to begin with. And I just actually did a training recently in Becoming Her about motivation, and that's a really great live. So if you want access to that, you have to be in Becoming Her. But it talked a little bit about some of the things that I'm addressing in the podcast today. You want to have a vision for your life. You want to feel inspired, and you have to take action and teach yourself that you can trust yourself to follow through even on the days where it's not easy. And the more that you can reinforce that and be a leader in your own life, you're really building that internal trust that you've got your own back. And that's where the results happen. And although I'm good at that in several different areas of my life, there's always room for improvement. And I want to do that with books I'm reading, languages I'm studying, ways that I'm showing up in my business, in my personal life. I want to be more consistent at that. So those are my goals starting immediately. And I want you to reflect and ask yourself, what are those goals and ambitions for me? Who do I want to become? What do I want to start practicing? What things excite me? Where can I make time? Notice how I said make time to do things that really inspire me and help me become an even greater version of myself that I'm excited to grow into and be. We don't think about that enough. We get out into the real world, we're working, we're taking care of kids, we're taking care of a husband or a significant other, and we really lose ourselves when we don't have something we're aiming for. And I think that's when a lot of clients come to me and they need something for themselves. They miss knowing themselves. They miss, having something that excites them. They miss that. They're lacking the motivation to get started. They don't trust themselves to continue. They have a lot of mind drama and limiting beliefs. And when they're ready for a change, I think that that's really whenever they decide, in order to have something different, I have to do something different. So start thinking about your vision now and know that it's available for you to start creating now, that you're worthy of that you deserve that. And if you need further support in building that vision for your life and support in doing the work and overcoming all of the mind drama that will come along with it, because that's how our brain works, it loves to keep us comfortable, then I encourage you to just check out Becoming Her or one-on-one coaching. I'm available to answer any questions you have if you reach out to me. And I hope that you have an amazing week this week. Bye, guys. Hey girl, did you know there's a place for you to continue this work outside of the podcast? Well, there is, and it's called Becoming Her. This is my online and ongoing coaching container for self-mastery. Everything takes place online and is the best value for your investment if you're wanting to work with me. This is for women that want to create lasting change by learning how to master themselves, their energy, their mindset, and how to do the deep inner work. It's a growing community where you're supported for life with live online trainings, access to all previously recorded content, and 2 one-on-one coaching calls with me per month. It's an investment where you can rest assured you'll have everything you need at your fingertips and where there's one primary goal, becoming your highest self. If this has been something you're looking for, join us and be a part of the growth. You can find out more information on MacyRenee.com.